Welcome back, guys. During the break, I found an article, and it was actually sent to me by Kristen. I know you're listening. You know who you are. Thumbs up, dear. Thank you for sending this article. From Norway, apparently, now the death toll on the island alone, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, Utoya Island. I could be pronouncing that wrong and murdering the name. I apologize if I am. No pun intended either. But apparently the death toll is up to 80 people on the island alone. Originally they thought it was just 10, but I guess they found more bodies. So if it really is that high, and we all know that in situations like this, attacks and stuff, reporting on the number of dead right off the bat is not really a good thing to do. That's to me, that's bad journalism.
It's disrespectful.
Well, because you don't know if it's true or not. You could be freaking people out and adding to the fear. See, to me, it's better to wait a couple hours until the facts start to come out. It's good to pay attention and keep the stuff that initially comes out when it first comes out. And I think that's why I always rip those videos, because just like in any investigation, a lot of times people will say, well, that's not what we said. You can go right back to the videotape. You know, so it's good to have all that stuff, but don't pass judgment yet. And don't, because sometimes they inflate the numbers, and then they, you know, or they do the opposite. They'll say 2 or 3 people died. And it'll be, in this case, apparently, Reuters is reporting that it's somewhere around 80 just on the island alone. Now, if it's 80 people, I ask you, how was one guy, one dude with a gun, able to take out 80 people?
Well, what I've noticed the most is that they're harping on the nationality and the
Yeah, he's a white guy.
Yeah, that seems to be the thing I'm picking up on the most.
And what did DHS just say? They just came out with a video, thanks to Alex from the Intel Hub, because he's the one that found it and put it online for everybody to see, and it went viral. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty much white people, white middle-class Americans are terrorists, so you better watch your neighbors.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is we saw this coming so far down the line that it's not even funny. I mean, it's really like turning the page in a book you already read.
Did you see the video? It's horrible. There's a white guy. It starts off. He's in the jumpsuit he's got the beanie on his head, and he spray paints black spray paint over a camera, and then just tosses the can like, whoa, oh, because if a terrorist, and I'm doing air quotes, if a terrorist is going to do something and doesn't want to get caught, throwing the can idly right next to where you just spray painted below the camera, no, that doesn't attract any attention. Nice acting, DHS. Who wrote your scripts? Seriously, does Napolitano write her own scripts? Because this is ridiculous.
Well, dude, I mean, Brad Meltzer could possibly even be writing them.
Well, that's true. He does work. But I think he would be a little more original. The guy, after all, does have some books. Yeah, would actually probably have more of an original tone. This stuff is just ridiculous, Will. I mean, it's like, did you see the other ones from a couple months ago? Actually, you might have a problem seeing them, because I had them up on one of my channels that got torpedoed recently. But they were up for probably about 6 or 7 months, where it was the See Something, Say Something campaign. And one of them was filmed in a hotel, which is where they had Bilderberg the last time it was here in Chantilly, Virginia. And they filmed it at the same hotel that they had the Bilderberg meeting in. But the maid goes in, and she walks in, and there's like bomb-making equipment all over the room. And then, you know how, of course, in the movies, every terrorist has a little newspaper clipping of why he's motivated to kill? Now, remember, this is important, because Sirhan, when he, quote-unquote, shot Bobby Kennedy, had a newspaper clipping in his pocket about the sale, about Bobby Kennedy saying that he would sell jet fighters to Israel. Okay, and that's, quote-unquote, the reason why Sirhan shot Bobby Kennedy.
Carefully placed.
Now, flash forward years, okay, and here you go, in this video, this DHS propaganda video, a newspaper clipping on the table. And what's on the newspaper clipping? What is the newspaper clipping about? The newspaper clipping is about the 9/11 first responders not getting health care. Do you see the correlation and what they're trying to tell you? They're trying to tell you that if you care that guys that risk, and men and women that risk their lives so that others may live, okay? And I was a firefighter for 6 years, and we were waiting to go to Ground Zero. We were all staged in New Jersey over at Giant Stadium waiting for them to bring people out. I've said this on air before. We were going to start shuttling people in ambulances and everything. It was just a very weird day. I helped out with the Red Cross. I brought stuff down to the first responders. Those people were heroes, okay? I was a first responder that day, and I don't even consider myself near where these people were in the realm that these people are. And they're trying to tell you that if you care about them getting health care and being taken care of like they should be, that you're a terrorist. That's the correlation they're trying to make. They're trying to make it like We Are Change and any other organization that cares about the first responders is a friggin' terrorist.
Well, I mean, is this not, I mean, I looked at the numbers today, and again, we see 7, 22, 11. I mean, if you know anything about occult numerology, you pick up on that right away. If not, just look up gematria. I'm just like, I just get to this point where, like, it just seems like it's this huge puzzle. And, we see more attacks on returning veterans, of course. We see more attacks on people who actually want to change things. And, this is an attack on really the care of individuals. It's saying that, you're a terrorist if you're trying to do something for somebody who is truly in need. You know what I mean?
Well, it's basically what they're doing. Yeah. And they're taking all that and they're putting that all into a simple thought. And they're programming that whole thought into your head just by putting that newspaper article in the shot in the right way and having the camera hover over it and have the bomb-making equipment all laying around the newspaper article. Look, yes, we understand it. It's predictable, and when you're awake to it, it's like, Jesus, you guys have really no originality whatsoever. I make fun of the trolls on YouTube all the time. When you go to one of their troll YouTube accounts, they'll be making comments on a video, and you click on it, you go to the video or the account, and there's nothing there. The account was just made, like, sometimes within a matter of an hour, okay? And there's nothing uploaded. They have a couple favorites, and one of their videos is like somebody singing or playing a keyboard or something really stupid. There's no background images, nothing. Typical troll account. And they're all the same. No originality. They work from the same playbook. Well, when you're awake, yeah, it's obvious. But a lot of times, average Joe, average Jane, they don't pay attention to that stuff. They're not paying. That's why I made the video I made last night. In fact, it's this whole Norway thing again. That's why it was like, red flag alert, was because of the whole. Last night I made a video that I've been wanting to make for like a month and a half. Okay, since they started doing it, but I wanted to wait because I wanted to see how long they would, drag it out. So I kept getting certain clips and throwing them into my video editor. And I threw a video together last night. I'll throw it in the chat room. And the title of it is Beware of a Possible False Flag Event. Media and Feds Pushing Fear for 10th Anniversary of 9/11.
That's a great video, by the way. You really found some clips there that just prove without a shadow of a doubt that this is being foreshadowed 100%.
Oh, they're throwing it in your face. You see, they have to. It's predictive programming. Okay, it's part of this whole thing. It's part of setting it up so that when it happens, you already have this huge atmosphere of fear to play off of. Remember, people, the fear is the key. That is their ultimate weapon. We'll be right back. Don't fear.
Ain't that a contradiction? I guess it goes to show the truth is stranger than fiction. But they don't even show the truth when soldiers are missing. I'm only trying to show the truth.